Good morning, everybody, and greetings from Nepal. This is again take two. I didn't hit the go live button, so definitely still learning how to take care of these streams. Okay, so I'm just gonna start from the top. Thank goodness too. Sometimes you do need a practice run, so maybe there is someone looking out for me and definitely letting me know how to do this. So you're joining me now on the very personal process of putting on knee supports. These are surgical quality knee supports for people who have post-surgery. And I'm not post-surgery, but I'm hoping not to be pre-surgery either. So these were like 50% of what I would have paid. All right, so viewers that are in America or in Guatemala, if you're anywhere else in the world, you're probably caught up with me. It is January 5th, and for me, it is 8:22, and I'm getting ready to go to the Goykunda Trek. And from what I learned last time, it's very cold, so layer, thermal, and good sleeping bag. And of course, I need shock absorbers. I need knee supports. As my dad says, my knees aren't what they used to be. So doing that process right now, it is January 5th. And in spirit of motivation and organization, I'm not beating myself up for this being my third live stream. For those of you in America and in Guatemala and in the Western Hemisphere, this is still January 4th. So just bear with me, keep up with me. I'm working on 2 time zones here, man. But so I wanted to share with you guys, if you're caught up with what I was explaining. Wow, these they really do compress the knee. I'm probably going to need to put them on higher. If you were with me or you caught up with the live stream yesterday or the day before yesterday, then you know that this part of the year is very sensitive for me, but at the same time, it is becoming a time of healing and growth and acceptance. And sometimes part of me is still very upset about that because, healing comes from pain and trauma, and we wish that we didn't have to go through that pain and trauma. But of course, understanding that we're not alone in that. And that's the most important thing. I hope that the audio is good. I hope that you guys can hear me. If I'm going to double check this afterwards. So EarthThreads started exactly 6 years ago. No, wait, 5 years ago. And it was in honor and in memory of my late best friend. So this part of the year is very difficult for me because it brings me back to a time when I was withdrawing to myself during the holidays about 7 years ago. And I was 6 years ago, and I was not able to be there for my friend when he needed me also. And I guess we both made it through that time in our lives in our own way. And I'm still processing that, and I realize now that this time of year is very difficult for me. So I kind of realized something this year, which is making the most out of life. That's what I'm doing. I'm making the most out of life. And I think that's something I've been doing pretty much all of my life. I've always just made the most out of it, made the best that I could out of every single moment, and this is something that's very personal to me. I took what the moment was teaching me and I embraced it. I embraced it for what it was. I believed in something higher, a my God. I believed in God, and I believed in something looking out for me. So when moments happened that I didn't fully understand, I would immediately begin to give reason to it. It's like, well, it happened for a reason. So with that understanding, I almost always came to this conclusion of compassion, love, and understanding. That this was happening so that I could learn, that I could have this love and compassion for myself, because ultimately that's what it is. That is what my creator has for me. And I realize that we have a benevolent God, that in my heart and soul, I believe that God is benevolence, and that the one way to get through life is through forgiveness, forgiving ourselves, forgiving others, and through forgiveness, we can come to understand things in a very loving and compassionate way. We can show others kindness, and ultimately we can show kindness to ourselves. So making the most out of life. I'm not sure if that's the exact slogan yesterday that came up. It was literally like 2 in the morning. It was on Facebook. I I made a post, so I'll go back to it. I think it is though. It's making the most out of life. That is how we're going to be the change, one step at a time, little by little, step by step. We are the change that we wish to see, and that means that everything that we do means something. Everything we give meaning to it. And having the motivation to do that, having the motivation to organize ourselves in order to get those dreams done, commit those and achieve those goals. Whatever it is for you, whatever that goal is for you. If that goal is waking up in the morning early enough to get some chores done, getting your kids to school on time, helping them with their homework. What if that means to you getting your homework done? Whatever that means to you, making the most out of life. And you know what? Maybe making the most out of life just means that you're gonna sit at home and watch Netflix. What if making the most out of life means that you're gonna stay away from that friend group that you know is gonna get you in trouble, that you know doesn't have a good influence on you, and you just decide, "I'm gonna stay home. I'm gonna be boring. I'm not gonna do anything. I don't even wanna go to school. I don't even wanna go to work. I'm just gonna sit here and do nothing." That is good too, because you know what? In those moments, we heal, we rest, we recuperate. So whatever it is, making the most out of life, it's taking where you are in the moment and then having a positive aspect to it thrown into it, spinning an optimistic view on it. And that is making the most out of life. And that is how we stay organized, by staying happy and by being blessed and grateful for everything that we have in our lives, whether again that's rest, whether that's accomplishing, because you know what? Then something moves in us after moments of rest and recuperation, we realize, all right, time to get up. No more making excuses. So I'm going to give myself a few minutes to do this live video because I really do have to get going. I would love to share with you the view that I have. This is my family homestay. They are a beautiful family in Dhunche, and they have taken me in as if I'm their daughter, as if I'm their sister, and I cannot be more grateful for the kindness that they have shown me. I want to share with you everything, even I'm actually going to, making the most out of life. I'm going to share with you the experiences that I've had here in the next 10, 20 minutes. Everything has been so restorative. It is a different way of life, but at the same time, it brings me back to something that is very familiar. Um, Not just the community, not just the family, but also at the same time the love and the understanding that comes with just being human and not having to and understanding where these negative feelings come from. So one experience for me living in this home is whenever I'm here one night at a time is how to use the restroom. There is a different style of toilet here in Nepal. It's very similar to what you will find in Turkey, for instance. And what it is just you, because I do yoga, I'm able to assume the position well. It is malasana, actually, if you're familiar with yoga. You do actually squat, and I actually find it to be really relieving, really comfortable. I think that it's very healthy, this position. I'm sure there's a reason why this is the style and form that people have used now for probably thousands of years, uh, probably many, many thousands of years. And something about the process, it is really truly just a bucket with water in front. You take fresh water and you put it in the bucket, and you use the restroom, and then you use your hands to clean yourself. There's no toilet paper, and there's really no flushing either. So the process of cleaning afterwards is, again, like I said, I'm not going to share with you guys the gruesome details, but I'm very proud of myself. And I walked out of the restroom feeling this comfortable sense of pride, this really bringing me back to this childlike feeling of accomplishment, making the most out of everything. You know, imagine if I was there were times when this is the case, but never really this way. I feel like I'm not very self-detrimental at this point. Um, and I'm really glad I'm taking this time to do the live video because it's giving me time to have the sun come up, which means I'm gonna be warm when I go up, and I'm gonna acclimate. I'm definitely gonna take a lot of breaks. I'm definitely gonna take some videos too. I really want to share the experience. Going up. But, uh, you know, imagine if you just had a negative spin on things, and you were, you know, you're miserable, whether it's because you're sick or whether because you're feeling lonely or inadequate, whatever the feelings that come up, you know, then you start using the restroom, and then, yeah, then that's where the self-abuse starts coming. You start feeling gross about yourself. You start feeling embarrassed. There was one moment when I almost felt embarrassed, And immediately there's a sort of understanding that takes place that it's just because I didn't understand this one part of the process. Like, how do I flush? You know, the pipes are probably a little frozen, whatever, whatever. So one of the things that I did to adapt was Namaste! Namaste, Amma, please say hello. This is my YouTube. Hello. Hello. Everybody, this is Amma. This is my friend Pratima's mother. She lives here in Dhunche. This is her home. She makes the best sell roti in all of Nepal. Amma tikcha. Ramro. We're really good. We're very happy. There's a phrase in Nepal called Ramro cha, meaning Ramro cha, meaning I'm very good. Ramro cha. Yes. Amma Janshu as Goykunda. This is my YouTube. Uh, uh, Dhanyavad. Thank you, because this has been such a beautiful experience. Your family is so kind to me. Parsa. I'm so sorry. My Nepali is very bad. Ali Nepali bolchu. I speak very little Nepali, so I'm going to look up those words. And she's so kind. She's so sweet. So I started to feel a little bit embarrassed, and I kind of just spoke to myself. It was like, you just don't understand this process, and that's okay. And as soon as I don't understand something, instead of personalizing that feeling, instead of personalizing this sense of inadequacy or helplessness, you know, I'm an adult. I took care of it myself. I figured out what to do, and I wasn't embarrassed to take action, even if it meant to be that I was using a little extra water from the bucket. If I didn't know the process, well, I wasn't just going to leave it there. So I cleaned after myself, and I didn't feel embarrassed about it. And I understood that any feelings of embarrassment that arose weren't because of me. I didn't take it personally. It was just because I didn't understand the process, and that it was new for me. And understanding that made me really happy. So I made the most out of that moment. I made the most out of every moment so far, even the ones where, man, even when you're feeling down, especially when you're on the mountain, and I gotta get going. I'm reaching that time limit. Yep, I'm reaching that time limit. I'm making the most out of it. Thoughts come up, you know, and you start to feel like you're alone, like you aren't enough, like, you know, when you're on the mountain, you know, you start to wonder, well, have I been bad to my friends? You know, could I be better to my family? Could I be less selfish? All these things come up, and you can't ignore them. Almost ignoring them gives you vertigo. You start getting sick, all the negative feelings. So you know what you do? You just accept it. You're like, okay, and you move on. You just keep walking. You keep moving forward. So I'm gonna take Alma coming here to as a sign that I need to start to get going, and I'm gonna go say hello and goodbye. I need to brush my teeth. There's some things I have to do. This is my handy dandy backpack, and I love it. And so making the most out of life to me means that every moment, every step of the way, I'm going to give it meaning. And that means that my life has meaning in the sense that everything that I do is for my good, whether it's watching Netflix, whether it's staying up late for whatever reason, just I'm following my feelings and listening to my body and making the most out of life. And ultimately, I know that that's going to grow into something that really has meaning and gives to others. I know that if I practice this on a small scale, then I'll be able to apply it and implement it on a larger scale. So with that, peace, love, namaste. I'll keep up with you guys. I'll definitely be back on the live soon. If not tonight, then tomorrow. Maybe I'll get a recording done tonight. I don't know if I'll need Wi-Fi for that. But everybody, this is EarthThreads International. Please follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is at camila.a.wilson. I need to create a banner for that. And then, of course, it's at earth_threads.co. So I'll be probably connecting the lives to that soon, making reels for that one as well. But for now, my adventures are just shared on my personal page and on my blog. And of course, please subscribe to my YouTube. My YouTube is the Kamiji at the Kamiji. And you can find us on Meta Business Suite now. So I've been posting AI generated short stories in a mini series. I have two mini series running right now. One is Reunited Love in um, uh, reunited love in the realms. eh, and I have to double check that name. And then the second one is Hope from Ashes. So one is about environmental conservatism and the other is about grief. So with that, everybody, thank you so much. I'm very, very grateful. I'm definitely very grateful to be able to share this experience with all of you. And this is my third daily live interview, even though it's on day 5. So well, for you guys, if you're watching from the US, it's day 4, and I'm sending you love from the other hemisphere. I'm praying that your January 5th starts as good as mine. Even though you're tired, you just gotta get up, you gotta pray. I need to hit those knees and pray sometimes, like, Father, protect me and guide me. And I place your hand on my head and I ask you to guide me and give me the strength that I need to take care of myself on this journey. And I hope and pray the same for you, whatever your journey means, wherever that's taking you. And just flip the switch on in your room, or switch it off and get some sleep, or get ready for your day and making the most out of it, making the most out of every moment that you do, because there's meaning, and the meaning is what we give it. So I wish I could keep going. I wish I had more things to say. Normally I just kind of go with it, but I do need to get going. And Oh God, I love doing these live streams. I really do. I'm just trying to. One thing I've talked about earlier in the lives is that I love being present and I love sharing my present feelings and thoughts. And I love talking. So I think it's really good that I'm doing these live streams because I'm getting to share these thoughts and get them down. And this is my professional YouTube page. So you're going to get this pretty much all the time now. So if you love the things that I say, then subscribe and leave a comment. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you want to join me on one of these live streams so we can coordinate and you can share with me some of your thoughts. And we'll have to battle for the microphone because, I'm going to talk a lot, but I definitely want to learn how to listen more. And I would love to listen to people's testimonies and stories too. I am so excited to share this journey with you guys. I'm ready to get going. Again, I said I gave myself about 20 minutes. So if I leave at 9, I'm fine. I'm leaving late, but it's going to be during the day and it's going to be pretty. So I'm not that mad. I'm really not that mad. Everything is according to plan, and I'm very grateful for that. And if I think that if I didn't live that way my whole life, then I would not be who I am today. And so I just really hope that everyone can just take the same with them, that they are everything that they need to be, that you are everything that you need to be, and you can enjoy life and make the most out of it. Is there another face about to walk through the door? No. So with that, everybody, peace, love, and namaste. Wish me luck on Goykunda, and you'll be getting photos and videos soon on Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube Shorts. Bye.